Hey everybody, welcome to another 757Teamz.com high school football chat. I'm Jami Frankenberry.
And I'm Larry Obama.
Well, Larry, the regular season ended last week. It was a great regular season, had a lot of excitement, but now the playoffs begin. Last week, you and I both were at the Grassfield Oscar Smith game. Oscar Smith prevails again by less than a touchdown against the Grizzlies. What did you think of the game on Friday night, Larry?
It was a great game, great atmosphere. Fans were into it, the players were into it. It was just a great atmosphere. But once again, Grassfield had a chance to be able to do it. Had the ball with 3:32 left, around the 40-yard line, 4 and out. Streak continues. Oscar Smith continues to prevail. It was a great game, though. Great game. Some good players. We got to see some things. I enjoyed it. I really enjoyed it.
Yeah, the streak is at 91 straight games, so the Tigers will take that into next season. Mm-hmm. We also saw another little bit of history. Sean Mitchell, the quarterback for Oscar Smith, he broke the career passing yardage record in Southampton Roads, passing a former Tiger, Philip Sims. What does that mean for Sean Mitchell?
I mean, it's huge. He's a guy who came in as a freshman, consistency, was a great, manages the game great, and he just showed why he's one of the top quarterbacks to ever come out of the area. He looks poised all the time. Here he is. He did it as a freshman, all the way up. Now he's a senior, and one thing he says, he didn't want that streak to end with him, and he didn't.
Yeah, it was really impressive sort of second half for Sean Mitchell. I think that offense really hit its stride. He found some receivers that he could trust, and he looked really good on Friday night against Grassfield. But I think I was really impressed with Oscar Smith's defense late in the game. Like you said, they had a first down at their own 40-yard line. 4 plays later, the game was over. What did you think of that Oscar Smith defense?
They were just ready. They were ready. I mean, they said there were some miscommunications when they did score the touchdowns, and they said, no, we're not going to let it happen again. Khalid Perry stepped up big again, as always, and they just seem to be rolling right now. As you get ready for the playoffs, we'll see if they can continue it now.
Yeah, we'll see the playoffs now. Instead of the 2-minute blitz, we're going to have, maybe a 10-minute blitz. We're going to go down every single high school football playoff game in Southampton Roads. We'll tell you who's going to win. Although if you look at the standings and the picks, you should probably trust Larry. He has a 2-game lead. So let's start in the 6A South region, Larry. We got Western Branch at Oscar Smith. Western Branch has played really well, especially late in the season. They got that running game going. But can the Bruins do it against Oscar Smith? What do you think?
No. Oscar Smith's going to prevail again. I like Western Branch, though. Like you said, they've come on strong. And for us, we thought they were a disappointment at first, the way they started off. But you got 16 starters returning. Maybe they get it together. But they're playing Oscar Smith off the bat. Oscar Smith looks hot right now. As you said, Sean Mitchell's found the receivers that he likes. They're going to get D'Angelo White going a little bit more. I think they got some good things happening right now for Oscar Smith.
Yeah, you'll remember on this podcast a couple months ago, I said that Western Branch was a big disappointment. I hope the Bruins have since forgotten that.
Yeah.
But they played really well. I think they won 5 out of 6 games. I think the difference, though, is going to be whether they can mix it up on offense. You have to do that against Oscar Smith's defense, as we saw against Grassfield. Now, moving on, I think one of the most intriguing games of the week, Grassfield at Cox. Cox's defense allowed 85 points all season, 3 touchdowns this past week against Kempsville, which maybe was kind of a fluke. What do you think of this game, Larry?
I think it's going to be a great game. I like Grassfield. They came back off that loss against Oscar Smith last week. I think they're going to be ready. They're going to play somebody outside of the district who doesn't know them as well. I really like Grassfield's chances, but you also can't rule out Cox in the defense, as you mentioned. Jordan Williams and the Broccoletti brothers, they're going to be ready. It's going to be at Cox as well. I think it's going to be a good game.
Yeah, you wonder about Cox's offense,
right,
where they can put up a lot of points, but you can't question that defense. That defense has played really well. Lansdowne at Woodside. We don't know much about Woodside, but we know they're going to run the ball. Lansdowne, you think they can go over on the peninsula and take care of Woodside?
It's going to be tough. I mean, since Tommy Reedman's been at Lansdowne, they have not won in the playoffs. They're 0-3 since 2009. This is their 4th playoff appearance, so can they get it done? I know Tommy's excited about this. His offense seems to be going well. We'll see what happens, but it's going to be tough. Woodside's tough over there.
Yeah, now the other game in the 6A South region, another biggie. This is a rematch of the regular season. Tallwood and Bayside, you got Breon Mosley, one of the best running backs in the area, really tough runner. He's going against the Bayside quarterback James Davis and that running game that they have. Larry, what do you think about this Beach District matchup?
I think the key in that game is Armani Chapman. He's a guy who does it both on offense and defense, special teams. He does it all. He's also that fire on that team. I know they're going to be ready for this. And he even said after that game when they lost early in the year, they're ready for this. They want Tallwood. I don't know why you want to say that because Tallwood's good, but they want this game. Now they got it. We'll see what happens now.
Yeah, I think the difference difference could be in Bayside has a little bit more variety than Tallwood, but Breon Mosley is a big guy. He's tough to bring down, so we'll see how that goes. Now in the 5A South region, Warwick at number 1 Hampton. I think that's a no-brainer. Hampton's going to win that game. Green Run at Salem. That seems kind of interesting. You know, Salem did not run away from a lot of teams. What do you think of the Stallions' chances against Salem?
Well, you talk about surprise. Justin Conyers has that program. He was excited about the season beginning. He's got them playing well over at Green Run. But Salem, I mean, they had a 2-game losing streak until they won the last game, the regular season game. I don't know. I don't think there'll be an upset in this one. I really think that Salem will win. But Salem's got to start to show that they're one of the teams to be reckoned with.
Yeah, Salem has a 2 seed, so they lost 3 games. So we'll see if they can kind of hit their stride in the playoffs. Now, another really interesting game, I think, is Nansemond River at Norview. Now, Nansemond River is going to play good defense. They're going to run the ball. Norview, you know, DJ Mack is a really good quarterback. He threw for 2,200 yards during the regular season. What do you expect in that game?
The other person, Kevin Marks, he's been running the ball, leading the area in rushing. I mean, just a powerful back, and he gives them that balance. I like Norview.
Yeah, I think that sort of sets Norview apart from Nansemond River. They can throw the ball and run the ball. They've got Anton Ashby at wide receiver. He's a really difficult task to cover on the outside. So Bethel at Indian River. This is a rematch from the first game of the season. Bethel beat the Braves. You know, the Braves have sort of struggled. You know, Devon Hunter, I think that teams have figured out that he's kind of their go-to guy. Do you think the Braves can beat Bethel this time around?
I think the bounce back, I was looking at it, the last 2 years, the Braves actually lost the last regular season game and then came back to win the game. So I think they're going to happen this time. They played Bethel before. They had a lot of injuries and things that were going on, and I think now that young team has kind of come together. I like Indian River.
Yeah, Indian River didn't play well last week against Western Branch, although they didn't have a lot to play for. Western Branch was playing for their playoff live, so they won 17-10. So we'll see how Indian River recovers from that game. In the 4A East region, Denby Lafayette, who knows? Deep Creek at Lake Taylor. I think Lake Taylor's a favorite in this, even though they're the number 2 seed, they're number 1 in our Southampton Roads poll, and I think the Titans are maybe the most likely to make a deep postseason run.
I like it as well. I know in the month of October they averaged 64 points a game. Last 3 games, they've only allowed 15 points. This is Hank Sawyer. He loves this time of season. He's got those Titans ready. I can't see them being beat.
Yeah, Lake Taylor's defense has really been impressive. Their offense has been really good, so I think they're going to roll over the Hornets. The Hornets, though, welcome back to the playoffs. They haven't been there in forever, so it's a good feather in their cap. Elsewhere, Grafton's going to be at Smithfield. That's Friday. Then Saturday, Kings Fork's heading over to the Peninsula to play Heritage. Heritage beat Lake Taylor early in the season, handed the Titans their only loss, so that could be a tough task for the Bulldogs.
I like Heritage in that one. They look good early on. I'm sure they're just getting better as the season goes on anyway. So
now we got in the 3A East, Poquoson at Lakeland. You know, Lakeland last year, they were a surprise. I think they were a 6 or 7 seed. They went out to Parkview South Hill and thumped them. So now Lakeland, they've lost a couple games against some tough competition. Do you think the Cavaliers have it in them for a run?
I like them, especially when you got DeMontre Military running that ball. I think they're good. And like you said, the Southeast District, those tough games prepare them for the playoffs. I think it's going to benefit them again this year.
Yeah, I agree. You got also Southampton at Norcom. And then Saturday, War Hill is at Phoebus. Phoebus is the number 1 seed. So we'll see how that plays out. Now, VISAA, we have a couple playoff teams in the private school divisions. Norfolk Academy, first time in 10 years, they're in the playoffs, but they're going to go up to collegiate school in Richmond, the number 1 seed, who beat the Bulldogs earlier this year. I think we agree that collegiate is going to take care of business in that one. Norfolk Christian, welcome back to the playoffs. Norfolk Christian hadn't had a varsity football team since 2013. That's got to be big for the program, don't you think?
It's got to be. I know the coach was real excited earlier this year just about getting a varsity team out there. Now, I mean, not just to have a varsity team, but to make the playoffs. And they played well this year. So good for them. Good for them.
And Atlantic Shores, they last year were the runner-up in the state tournament to a guy named Lou Johnston, the coach at Nansemond Suffolk, who won his first state championship. He retired, so now maybe this is the year for Atlantic Shores. Do you think they can win a state title?
You got Ryan Chamberlain at quarterback. He's been doing it all season. I'm sure they're going to continue it. So I think they want payback. I think this will be their year.
Yeah, they play Blue Ridge at the Sportsplex, 7 o'clock on Friday. Well, that does it, guys. Don't forget to join us Friday night for a live scoreboard. Follow along on Twitter at 757Teamz. And don't forget to do the mannequin challenge. Yes. Larry and I did our mannequin challenge with the 757Teamz team last night. So check that out on our 757teamz.com. And we'll see you at the playoff games.